Right, how's your pre-season been looking after you missed kind of that big chunk of footy at the back end of last season?
Yeah, it's been good so far, really good. We've had a bit of a shorter pre-season this year, across the whole competition, so it's been good just to get some good training in when we can, because we've had the shorter pre-season. We've just ramped up the sessions that we actually do, so making the most of it and pretty fit, so it's good.
How does it feel for you personally being back on the park?
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, we've got some young guys, young ruckmen coming through, some young keys coming through, so I've got a lot to work with there. But also, it's just good to be back out in the park and actually kicking the footy around. So I was used to sitting on my arse all year last year, so it's good just to do my job.
How's the shoulder feeling?
Strong, yeah, it's good, really good. So out there doing full-on contested drills, so I'm ready to go.
Was it having a big spell like that? How much does that create more motivation and drive?
Oh, it's massive, yeah. I mean, watching last year and how we went, we didn't start the way we wanted and missing out on finals after playing in 2 prelims in a row. So the whole team was disappointed. So I'm really looking forward to getting back out there. Had a good off-season, good pre-season. So games are just around the corner.
Has that been addressed? Have you sort of talked through what went wrong last year, or are you all just trying to move forward now?
It has been addressed, but yeah, I've had 3 reconstructions now, and all 3 of them have been infected. So the next one, I've got a bit of a plan in place to hopefully try and avoid that, but whether or not that's in my body, we'll wait and see. So let's just hope I don't have to have surgery again.
Is that right on that plan, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously I'm not going to try and have an infection, so I've spoken to doctors and specialists, and if it happens again, surgery, then we'll go down that path and try new things.
Scotty, in your absence, the club stocked up on another ruckman in Grim Teagle. Is there going to be sort of now you both fit on your competition to try and hold down that ruck spot? Is that a good thing, perhaps, having someone else right there?
Definitely. I think having competitions for spots, is only beneficial for the team. You look at the best teams, and there's guys absolutely knocking the door down, and they can't get a game. So it's definitely good for the team. He's pushing me at training, and young Hazy and Dante are pushing me as well. So it's definitely good for the club. Those guys are all pretty young, and I'm probably the only older one. So they're definitely going to be trying to come for that spot. So I guess we'll wait and see and leave that up to the coaches. The best trainer will get the spot.
Is there a world where you can perhaps both have 2 ruckmen in this squad, or is it just going to be yourself and maybe a talk forward like Charlie?
Well, that'll obviously be up to the coaches. I think how we're performing and how we're going in trial games will determine that. But I've played in plenty of teams with 2 rucks and it's worked pretty well. So I wouldn't say no to it, but ultimately that's Kenny and the coach's decision.
Jeremy was another one to show, I guess, some impressive form we actually was in the ruck. I mean, how have you found, I guess, him this pre-season, and how do you feel like you 2 can work together?
Yeah, no, he's awesome. I love working with Jez. We get along quite well. So we've been working together in the same team quite a bit in the pre-season so far. So just really looking forward to getting into the proper hit-out games and seeing how we go out there. Because even before I was injured, played a couple of games with him last year and really rate him. So looking forward to getting more game time with him.
Just wondering what it does look like for Jez if he's training with you guys, so there's a chance we can see him play through the ruck again.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think he's proven that he's going pretty well in the ruck. So I wouldn't be surprised seeing him in there quite a bit.
Might see a challenge to stay a bit more permanent for.
Well, yeah, hopefully. I mean, he's a big target up forward and creates a good contest for us. So I guess, we've got 2 or 3 weeks to find out, don't we?
Just on the 2 rucks, I mean, some clubs have been reluctant to do it, but now the AFL's changed the medical substitute rule. Do you reckon that'll open the door a bit to have 2 rucks? Like one might be the sub, or whatever they call it now, but
yeah, it's not very often you see a ruckman as a sub, but I think it just depends on what type of players, what type of ruckman you have. Whether they can play forward or not, whether they're just predominantly a ruckman that might not have the tank to go play 2 roles. So just depends on what kind of players you have. So I'm confident that we've got a couple of guys in the team that we can do that. So we've been practicing it definitely at training. So I guess we'll see in the games.
I think you spoke last year too, out here about the move to a smaller ruckman. I guess the bigger specialist ruckmans might be on the way out a bit. Do you still feel that, or do you still feel like the specialist ruckmans like you and Riley across the road have still got a big role to play?
Oh, I think, like as I said before, it all depended on the player. You know, what strengths you bring to the team, and I think my strengths are my competitiveness and hate losing and follow up from the contest, tackling, stuff like that, pressure. So just really depends on what kind of player you want, because a player like Jez might be the opposite, where he's a bit more spread from the contest, run his ruckman around the ground. So every ruckman in the competition has strengths and weaknesses, and it's just how you can exploit them and show your own, I guess.
Do you think it ever could be horses for courses this season? In terms of who the team has it as, like, it's a number one rucker or something like that?
Oh, I think it's the same as any club, or not just in the ruck either. It's just if you've got blokes vying for spots and you're training out here in pre-season and someone's training better than you, then obviously you're going to pick that person. So, I've been playing footy now, going into my 13th year, I think it is. So I've seen plenty of spots been taken and plenty of things in footy. So I think all you need to do is go out there and train well and give yourself the best chance.
Can you give us an update on Horatio, just to see where he's at the moment?
So he's going to be back training, I think, on Wednesday. So he's had a bit of a quiet week or so. I think he's done something little there, but he's back at training on Wednesday, and he's had a bit of a modified pre-season. Just to obviously his body has been in a bit of a problem the last couple of years. So the coaches and physios have got together and put together a specialist program for him, and he's had a really good pre-season. I think he's just about been one of our best trainers.
Trent Jamont as well seemed to be on the bike.
Yeah, he did his calf a couple of weeks ago, so he's not too far away either, I don't think. He's waiting for some results from doctors, I think. So, it's sad as well, because he started really well in the pre-season, so a little bit of a setback, but not too bad. He'll be playing in trial games soon.
And Horn Francis and Boki weren't out there either?
Nah, they weren't out there, so we had a 4-day break just then and over the weekend, and they pulled up a bit crook, so they just had some rat tests and waiting to see those results over the next couple of days, because obviously don't want them coming in if they've got COVID and spreading it around. So just do the right thing by the club and the boys and just stay home.
Just ask your opinion on just having one pre-season game and then obviously the other gather round. Does that suit you guys, or would you prefer? Are you playing more internal trials to compensate for that, or?
So we're going over to Perth end of Feb, play West Coast and Freo in some trial games. So we'll spend the week over there with them and have a hit out with those guys. So looking forward to that. That'll probably really set us up for the year. So end of Feb, and should be fun. Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks.